Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Serena, and welcome back. Now we are moving forward to our next presenter. Our next presenter is Andreea Porojan, and who is a fintech partnership manager at Raiffeisen Bank Romania. So she has a 10 plus years experience in product development for both consumer and corporate banking, and with broad knowledge in all aspects of product enhancement, lean process improvement and project management, proven record of running data into action and actions into increased profit margins or reduced operational costs. So her topic is fintech and digitalization, adopting rapidly changing environments. So let's learn from her interesting presentation. So hi, Andrea, can you hear me?
Yes, can you all also hear me? Hello,
Yeah.
Sarina, and hello, everyone.
Hi, I can hear you properly. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are really honored to have you as a keynote speaker and adding value in our conference.
Thank you
So,
very much for your invitation, and I'm very happy to share my thoughts with the audience. Thank you very much once
we
again.
are looking forward to it. So, you can start your presentation after sharing your screen.
Great, thanks a lot. Good. So in order for me to make sure that everything is all right, please let me know if you can see my screen in presentation mode.
Yeah, I can see it properly. All right. So, you can start now.
Good. Thank you very much.
Good luck. Stage is all
So,
yours now.
thank you. So, hello everybody. I'm Andreea Porojan, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my knowledge and the insights about related to fintech and digitalization, adopting rapidly changing environment. So a little bit about myself, in order for you to know who is speaking in front of you today. I'm Andreea Porojan, and thank you, Sarina, once again for your kind presentation. For the last 3 years, I have been the FinTech Partnership Manager and local coordinator of the Elevator Lab program, and also the representative of Elevator Ventures, the VC fund of the RBI Group. A little bit about what is Elevator Lab program. This is the accelerator and fintech competition program that has been launched in 2017 by the RBI Group. And every year we organize locally in all or most of the network unit banks within Raiffeisen a competition for fintechs in different areas. For example, last year in Romania, together with our Bulgarian colleagues, Raiffeisen Bulgaria, we have organized a competition for data, searching for fintechs with solutions in data analytics and loyalty solutions for companies. And this year, for example, or in Romania, this time, we have run a corporate partnership program together with one of our corporate customers, searching for fintechs in agri-tech for this time, looking for ESG solutions in agriculture. So each year we are looking for different solutions involving fintech, and as you have already heard, not only fintech but also agri-tech solutions, searching for solutions to expand our awareness, but not only that, to partner with these fintechs, because the role of the Elevator Lab is to bring fintechs inside the bank, inside Raiffeisen Bank Group, help them scale their solution, test their solution together with us, and afterwards, of course, become a partner of the Raiffeisen Bank Group. So that's about it about myself. Let's start with what is happening or what has happened on the fintech market in the last years. And I will only refer to the period since the pandemic, because you know that everything has changed since then and has switched, I would say, even dramatically. I will start with a quote from Jim Marous. Most of you might already know Jim Marous because he's the owner and CEO of the Digital Banking Report, and he also runs a very interesting company which searches at all times and evaluates the fintech and also the banking industry. He says that the importance of speed and having a challenger mindset has increased exponentially since the pandemic. These qualities can help banks catch consumer trends as they emerge, drive costs down and quality up, and differentiate a financial institution in an increasingly competitive marketplace. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the starting point. And as mentioned, since the pandemic, the banking market, I am sure that you have already seen that and felt that. And also the fintech market has dramatically changed. Why? Because we were challenged to do so. Not only banks, but also fintechs. I can also tell you that over the past 150 years, finance has evolved into one of the world's most globalized, digitized, and regulated industries. And you have already seen that. Digitalization has transformed finance, but also enabled new entrants over the past decade in the form of technology companies, especially fintechs and also big techs. As a highly digitalized industry, incumbents and new entrants alike are increasingly pursuing similar approaches and models, focusing on the economies of scope and scale, typical of finance, and the network effects typical of data. Predictably, this has resulted in the emergence of large digital finance platforms. We argue that the combination of digitalization, new entrants, especially big techs, and the evolution of dominant digital finance platforms, which is described as Fintech 4.0, and mark as beginning in 2019-2020, brings both massive benefits and an increasing range of risks and to growth and also broader sustainable development. And as I already mentioned, sustainability and in the area of fintech and ESG is also a trend that we have seen. And this is why this year in the Elevator Lab, we have been searching and also found very interesting solution in the sustainability sector. What is the big concept, actually? The fintech and banking environment continues to constantly change and remains challenging across a number of dimensions. And I will show you why and how. We have seen that in the past years, the ecosystem of the financial industry has been developing dynamically and has increased dynamically. And fintechs have started conquering the world, the banking world especially, long time ago. But in the past few years, they have deepened their knowledge and innovation and brought innovation to the market in these areas that are covering also the banking aspects. We have seen new and interesting solutions in the lending area, money transfers, so payments, health and wealth management, capital markets, insurance products, payments and billing, personal finance, because you know that you have now everything at the reach of your fingerprint. RegTech, because we know that regulations are challenging all the banks, and fintechs are here to help and support the banking industry in order to find suitable and quicker solution in order for also for banks to adapt. And of course, blockchain and crypto. And you will see very interesting information with regards to trends a little bit till the end. So now, actually, a little bit of information about Fintech 2021 and what has happened in the past years with the fintechs. A little bit of data. In the global fintech VC investments by year, you can see already in the screen, has almost tripled in the past year, increasing from $45 billion to $125 billion. This is the global fintech VC investment increase by year. There are now 433 fintech unicorns globally. 193 were born just in 2021. So imagine the growth. Global new fintech unicorns by year increased last year, so from 2020 to 2021, almost 4 times. So for 51 unicorns to 193. I am glad to tell you that we also have a Romanian unicorn, and you might already have heard of them. They are UiPath. So for the moment in Romania, only one. So out of the 193, we also have one here coming from Romania. A little bit more of information and data regarding the fintech market in 2021. In terms of financing, the largest and most 2021 was the largest and most active year ever for fintech financing. So in terms of volumes, $141.6 billion were in the market financing fintechs. And a number of almost 4,000 financing transactions, more accurately 3,573 financing transactions have happened last year on the market. And 399 financing of over $100 million have closed during last year. And 36 financing were over $500 million. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that not only the volumes, not only the numbers, but also the increase of the investment amounts have doubled or even tripled in some cases. In terms of mergers and acquisitions, approximately $348.5 billion were involved in mergers and acquisitions volume. In terms of transactions, almost 1,500 transactions. So 2021 was the largest year ever for fintechs mergers and acquisitions across strategic acquisitions, including buyouts and SPAC mergers. 2021 was the most active year for private fintech company financing activity, and the volume, as mentioned, tripled in 2021 over the level reached in 2020. So, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of interesting numbers, and we will also see in a few more minutes also the trends that are expected in 2022 and beyond 2022. In terms of global fintech financing volume by year, you have here a graph that shows what I have detailed earlier, the fact that the financing activity for private fintech companies skyrocketed in 2021. The total volume reached, as mentioned, over 140 billion, an unprecedented figure that is larger than all the historical full year totals and more than triple the volume raised in all of 2020. In terms of number, as mentioned, and you have here the evolution starting with 2010, you can see what has been the evolution only last year, and I have already detailed in terms of numbers and in terms of growth. In terms of average financing round, because this is also an important number to watch. Also, in terms of where the fintechs are situated, meaning in terms of seed fintech, Series A fintech, Series B, C, or D, you can already see that not only in overall financing activity, not only is overall financing activity accelerating, but also the size of the investments have increased across all stages. And what can I also mention also in relationship or what we have seen in Elevator Ventures, which is the VC fund of the RBI group, is the fact that VC funds are also focusing more on seed and Series A fintechs, not only in the later stage fintechs. Moving a little bit forward, talking about technology-driven trends, reviewing the tech trends identified in 2018 on its actual impact, some materialized and others not. The RBI scientists and a group of economists have recently performed an analysis this year and have looked at what their predictions were in 2018 compared to what has happened in the past 4 or 5 years. So what happened higher than expected was the speed of maturity, adoption, tangible impact from blockchain-related innovation, because this was probably the most unexpected development over the past 3 years, with its disruptive potential for certain areas of banking beyond being acknowledged by more and more industry players, so not only fintechs but also banks, startups, and also regulators. And lots of money and talent have been moved towards the blockchain based economy. At the level of expectations, the expected strong relevance of connectivity, APIs, cloud, cybersecurity, and data-related tech proved to be true and is expected to further increase. And we have already heard in various other meetings or conferences that cybersecurity and also data-related tech is of most importance during these times where and when in the past 2 years everything has moved towards digital, and the regular face-to-face meetings have turned more and more to digital interactions. And that increased, of course, also the number of data that have been used from the customers and with the customers of the bank or of the fintech companies. And this is why also in 2020 and 2021, we have also searched for solutions in data analytics, because we have understood that data is indeed the new cash. What happened lower than expected, according to our RBI scientists and specialists, was the new channel technologies in terms of voice, AR, VR, and Internet of Things. This developed much slower than expected, with outlook of broad adoption continuing to rather be slow mobile, supported by some wearables. The by far most important device channel, which is not expected to change anytime soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion here is that blockchain-related innovation will continue to grow, and you will see in a few slides why and how. Going further and a little bit detailing into the presentation and also into the analysis, blockchain, DLT, open APIs, and cybersecurity were the identified transformational technologies. And you could see here in terms of evolution, the low, moderate, high, and transformational technologies that are foreseen in the next 2 years, 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10, or more than 5 years. The conclusion here, once again, is that blockchain and DLT is expected to grow also in the future years, in terms of blockchain asset tokenization, conversational user interfaces, digital personal financial assistance, non-fungible tokens, retail, open banking strategies, and also DeFi, homomorphic encryption, and also natural language processing. And also in the future, with the perspective of 10 years, customer and societal ecosystems. So why is fintech growing so fast? Well, I think we all have the answer to this question because of the needs of the customers, of course. And of course, not only because of the needs of the customers and of the market, but because in some cases, and I can also recognize, because this is one of the reasons why we have partnered with fintechs, banks cannot grow or develop or innovate at the same pace as startups do. Because why? Because first of all is the dimension of a bank. Second of all is the regulatory constraints of a bank compared to a startup. And there are more other similar reasons, but basically these are the first and most important ones. In terms of in order for us to discuss why are fintechs growing so fast, let's see how fintechs have bloomed or have grown at the regional level. We all know that America has most of the fintechs and the new and driving technologies happening there. So at the regional or at the continent level, North America, more precisely, continues to be number one in terms of number of deals and also in terms of financing volume. You have here in the table also percent of the total volume in at the global level. Second follows Europe with 22 covering 22% of the global volumes in terms of total volume, and 24% in terms of total number of deals. At the end, and with less, let's say, important numbers are South America, Africa, and Middle East and Oceania. In terms of number of financing transactions and in which areas the financing volumes are going, you will see here in these two graphs the fact that most of the volumes and also the numbers are going towards banking and lending tech, because you know that those are the areas where most of the transactions and money are happening. And as I also mentioned to you earlier, banks need more fintechs to help them grow faster and to develop products and solutions for the customers quicker. And also the next, and you might already have seen in other reports, the next segment or sector, which is highly covered by the fintechs, is payments. Payments and also wealth and capital markets tech. We have seen in the past years also a lot of solutions in terms of robo-advisors and also solutions that can help not only investors but also banking, in terms of developing solutions for investing money. Right, so not only performing payments and transactions, but also investing solutions. InsurTech is also growing pretty fast, but not the least, of course, financial management solutions. Good. Moving a little bit forward, because the time is limited towards my presentation. A few threats for the financial industry and what is going to happen in the next years. Well, as already mentioned, and as you have already seen, evaluated by the experts in trends, and also regarding what has happened since 2018 until now. Also in the future, as I already mentioned to you, DLT and blockchain's ability to replicate money might be the biggest threat to change how banks and the financial industries work today. Why? Because as one study published recently by the Société Générale Cross Asset Research, they concluded, and I will state what they have mentioned in the study. We conclude that blockchain and crypto potentially have significant capacity to disintermediate banks over the medium to long term, although the full extent will depend significantly on how regulations evolve. So once again, of course, we are somehow, or the blockchain technology has still barriers to confront, because the regulations and the regulatory bodies, like for example the national banks in all countries, still try to regulate this technology, and also try to understand safety regulations in terms of crypto. So unlike fintech innovations of recent decades, which have focused on niche financial fee-based businesses, for example, cheap FX transactions, online share trading, blockchain and crypto could, in theory, replicate and disintermediate large parts of the existing banking ecosystem that is currently based on sovereign fiat currencies. This is because of crypto's ability to replicate money. The pace at which this could occur is difficult to determine at this early stage, with the direction of regulatory oversight a significant unknown. So as mentioned, we stand by the regulatory bodies to develop further, or for the fintechs to develop further this technology. However, also Société Générale Cross Asset Research mentioned, we acknowledge that crypto fintechs and DeFi are innovating rapidly. Witness, for example, the rapid emergence of the non-fungible token at Art Market in 2021. So on balance, they believe the disintermediation risks for banks are real, and more needs to be done by the industry in close collaboration with regulators to address how they can be more involved in blockchain and crypto, so that they can add value to the space via innovation and better defend their territory. So in order to close my presentation today, I will give you three fintech perspectives for 2022 and beyond. So first one is the DeFi and NFTs. The second one is digital assets for the battle for custody. And the third one is equity crowdfunding platforms, which are opening early stage investing to the masses. So regarding DeFi and NFTs, what's the big deal with that? So DeFi is already a 2050 billion dollars market, with experts forecasting this figure to rise in the coming years as projects mature and the crypto industry makes progress lessening its environmental impact. And also with the explosion in popularity of cryptocurrencies, new assets such as NFTs are thriving. Digital assets, the battle for custody. So custodians are essential to any financial market, and this also applies to digital assets. Their role is to provide safeguarding services and protect investors from theft. They are also required for compliance, accounting, and reporting by regulatory bodies. The growth of digital assets under management, led by institutional investors and exchange-traded funds, has created a fierce battle for custody, and the main players are now attracting mega-round investments. Equity crowdfunding, and the third one, the equity crowdfunding platforms, which are opening early stage investing to the masses. So early stage investing is an asset class which was until recently only available to professional investors. So allowing the crowd now to back companies which they believe have potential to revolutionize how startups access capital, but also will provide additional benefits. So this was about it for my presentation. If we have any minutes left for any questions that you might have, please let me know. Otherwise, I will try to, maybe Sarina, if you can guide me, if I can try to answer your questions in order not to catch of the time left for the next speaker. I will try to answer your questions via email. Will that be okay, Sarina? I see that we have, I think, 2 questions in the chat. How do you prefer?
Yeah, you can answer them by writing their answer in the chat.
Good. Then,
okay.
Then thank you very much once again. You have here my contact details in case you want to find out more about the Elevator Lab, or to get in contact with our VC fund, Elevator Ventures. And I will also leave my contact details in the chat for anyone. And I think also Sarina can share these details with you. And of course, I will answer the questions in the chat. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Thank you.